And we're back. So you say what, 2011?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like been what, 4 years since you've kind of gone
Yeah.
from that and done that. So who's been your kind of moving into drum and bass, and you're like, okay, if ever you'd want to speak with somebody, who was the person that you've held mic with and thought, oh, like this was a,
There's a few of them.
I feel like this is like a moment.
One of them was Shabba was on a set with GQ and Andy C. And he
Okay.
said to me, come. And I literally got to spit with them. That was like amazing. That was abnormal. Also, I worked with, the first time I worked with X-Man, I never thought that was gonna, do you know what I mean? And then to find that it's deeper than just that, like we got family ties and stuff like that afterwards was like, wow, that's mad. Do you know what I mean? And I was also working with Bassman and Trigger and doing an actual track with Spider. It was just like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's your track with Spider called?
Adventure.
And where can people
Out
get
now
that?
on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Is that out on iTunes for anybody to buy?
Yeah, it's on iTunes as well.
Yeah.
It's on my CD date of birth.
Okay. So is that the CD date of birth? Is that like a...
That's the actual transition crossover there.
Okay.
So it's like I crossed from grime to drum and bass. You hear the crosses there.
And that's when did that come out?
That come out 2012, 2013. Yeah.
So you've got like a deep catalogue for people.
Oh
to
yeah,
go
definitely,
and go
definitely.
and pick up. So my question is then, when did you get started in music? Like when did you? What was the first thing that made you think like I'm gonna start spitting lyrics. I'm gonna start doing this.
My dad, he used to be a mic man, old school reggae mic man. He used to be on radio. I cannot remember the station, but he used to go on radio. Before that, his dad used to play a sound. My mum used to sing. My uncle's a DJ. Do you know what I mean? It's music everywhere. I was waking up and music's playing, and I go upstairs, my uncle's mixing, and it's just like, I felt like I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what it was at first. So it wasn't till I think I was 6 or 7, and my uncle done a set, and again, Shabba's there, spitting, and I watched him in my uncle's room, and I said, you know what? This guy's doing it. I can do it. Why can't I? Like, I might as well. It's in me. So I just tried my best. Do you know what I mean? Mimicked other people, watched Walipa Ninja Man and Super Cat. And do you know what I mean? And just took it from there, really. But I've always been energetic. I've always been the hyperactive kid. Like, nobody wanted to look after me when I was young because I was too naughty and excited. So my way of getting it out is stage.
And what was kind of like the first kind of experiences outside of the house and outside of seeing Shabba? How did you start making your way into...
It'd be just rolling on the roads, beatboxing, couple man beatboxing on the corner, getting house raves. I was the house rave don in my ends. Any house rave, I'll be there spitting my couple of lyrics. Them times I didn't really even have much, but I had a 1-2 signature bars, so I'd spit them here and there. From that, I think when I was about 13, I won a thing called Cool School. Cool FM used to do a competition. They used to get all the MCs and whatever. Yeah. I won that, and then from there, there was a live callers on Supreme FM. Neutrino was doing it, and it was whoever the MC is that wins gets a slot on the station. But I was 13, living in East London. I had to go to Brixton where the station was. I won it, and I still went every weekend without foul spitting. I got to meet Soul Solid. I was only 13, 14 these times, you know what I mean? So doing that, then that obviously broke off. Then started rolling in Bow. I was rolling around. Me and Dizzy Rascal were good friends. So I rolled with him. We made a crew called YGS. Me, Dizzy Rascal, Armour, a guy called Master B. He was the DJ. He's Rico Dan's little brother.
Okay.
Yeah, so we was just doing that. Then obviously that didn't go too well. Then me and Sharky was friends for years, just on the streets, just as brethrens. One day Sharky's rang me like, Storm, look, Marcus is going on radio. Do you want to come? I was like, what? He's like, come, just come. We'll just go on there. So we've gone on radio. We're just spitting normal. The man at the end of the show is gone, right, that was excellent. That was Marcus Nasty and the Nasty Boys. So we look like, we've just been named. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So from there now, it's obviously, we're not no boys, you know what I mean? We're not going to have that. So we just started going on with Nasty crew, Nasty, just rolling like that. Then obviously Armour was my friend from YGS. So we said, let's pull him into the Nasty crew, do you know what I mean? Them times we was rolling with Dizzy. Dizzy wasn't Nasty crew though. He didn't want to be in a crew at that time. So we was like, all right, we'll just roll with you. It was on Flavour, the station was. Then D Double was a friend of Sharky, but then Double's friend was Hyper and Footsie. So it was like they'd all come together. But Footsie never came then. It was just Double and Hyper.
Yeah.
So it was them. But Double and Hyper was in a crew with Jammer called 187. So they was doing their thing. So we said, look, let's break the 187. Come with us. Let's go.
Yeah.
Them times Jammer was more of a producer. He didn't spit.
Yeah.
Jammer used to make rhythm. So then we was doing that for a little while. And it was like, let's make some tunes. Like everybody's making tunes. Let's actually... And then it was like, who's got a studio? Jammer's got one in his basement. So we go Jammers day, weekend, night, we was there, do you know what I mean, making tunes. Then Jammer was like, look, let's do like some proper tracks, do you know what I mean? Let's try like an EP or something like that. So I can't remember what it was we done. I think it was his top producer project he's got. And I must have done a track called Good, you know.
Yeah.
That was
recently dropped that recently.
Okay.
It was unreleased for years.
Yeah, that was like sitting there. I done a track called Good, you know, and a track called Ghetto. Them times Gex was my close friend, but he'd been taken somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? And he was there for a little while. So I made a track about him, but that wasn't released. Do you know what I mean? People had heard me spitting this lyric and not know who the hell I'm talking about, what it's about, whatever. So anyway, we're doing this. Then the thing came of, we can't have the word nasty crew, it's too raw, you've got to change it. Then it became NASTY with the dots in. I don't know if you remember that. Natural artistic sounds touching you.
Yeah.
Right. Wasn't the greatest thing, but we had to do something.
It still meant something.
Exactly. Well, I think it was a smart thing. Sharky was the one who came up with the idea. So we done that, obviously. Then the kids were getting older. So you got Criminal, you got Little Nasty. They're getting bigger. But before they've come with Jord for Footsie, Monkey, the crew, the list is just mad.
Do
you know what I mean? There were so many of us. Do you know what I mean? And it was just like we would go on every single Monday. Mac 10 would do everything he can. I remember this guy was going out and spending $1,000 on dub plates, in the week. Bam, just for the show, just for the one Monday show to have any tune that no one else ain't got. Dizzy was making us tunes. We had a few Roll Deep stuff. Do you know what I mean? Then they done the set Roll Deep meets Nasty Crew. That was it. Everybody had to be somebody that day, do you know what I mean? Wiley was there, Strider was there, everyone was just going. I think it got to the point where Scratchy and Hyper must have been like, oh, what's going to happen here? And I think Hyper must have come out with, you're not from my way. And everybody must have just been like, that was it. Then obviously Nasty just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then it got to the point where it was going to pop, innit? But I forgot Kano as well. I forgot Kano. Now Kano, he's another thing. Like he was again me and Sharky's friend from kids. Like he was from East Ham. Shark weren't too far from there. He used to get his hair cut from him. That's how I remember Kane. And they used to do little sets in his room. But Monkey knew Kane as well, and Ali. There was another guy called Ali them times. And I think Shark must have said, look, let's just draw for Kane. He's not doing nothing. Like apart from he's making tunes, but he's not. Do you know what I mean? Putting them anywhere. Let's take him. He might as well. He'd come in. And the way he gelled was just like, that's it. We can't really... It's just everyone's either a family or a friend. Do you know what I mean? But it gets to the point where, obviously, Kano got signed. People turn around like, what's going on here? There was no envy, but at the same time, it was like, how comes he's only gone with Getz and I think he went with Demon as well. Because Demon was with us. He wasn't again. Do you know what I mean? But... a few of us was like, this, that, the other's going on. So let them do that. Nasty Jack was obviously the cousin of Mac 10, Marcus, Criminal, and Little Nasty. So Mac 10's brought me to West one day and been like, look, this is my cousin. He's running West. So we've gone down there, met him. Me and Jack, we've just gelled straight away. We just started going everywhere together. By then, Nasty was kind of not the same. Do you know what I mean? People was feeling away. I think Generals was obviously coming together. Like Newham Generals, they were obviously doing their own thing. They were still nasty, but I know they were doing their own like tracks and whatever. No one knocks them for that. Good, I'm happy, do you know what I mean? So Jack was like, look, we need to do something. We made Girls Love Nasty. Now, do you know what I mean? We said, when we made this tune, we was like, look, we've got to go all out. We can't just do a In the Hood video, do you know what I mean?
That was produced by Blackjack?
Yeah. So we done that. That all went well. But then after that, it got a bit, why weren't this guy on the track? Why wasn't that one on the track? Then it's all haywire again, and then boom, the explosions happened. Who goes where? Who does what? Do you know what I mean? At the same time, we're still together. Like I still do tracks with all of them. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a good time, man. It's a time that you can't get back. And one thing I would really love is a Nasty Crew reunion set somewhere, somehow. That would be like out of this world.
What with all
All
like,
of us,
Gets,
every
Kane,
single Gets,
Footsie.
Kane, Jammer, me, even Marcus back-to-back Mac 10.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that would be epic,
proper nasty team.
Yeah.
I reckon that'll be wicked, just for one night.
Yeah, for the people. Yeah, no, it'd be a good experience, definitely. I mean, do you think it's difficult to be, because how many members were in like Nasty towards the end?
It started off with 3 and it ended with about 12, I think.
Do you think it's difficult to be in a crew?
Definitely,
Team so large?
definitely, because things like meetups, when you're trying to do meetups, one man might have to go somewhere, might have a family thing to do, the other's going to think, I never turn up. Do you know what I mean? It does get a bit, it's hard, isn't it? Everybody trying to work together. What if there's a rave, you can't book all 12 man? Do you know what I mean? You're only going to be able to book some, so some are upset. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. So, but it's all turned out for the better, because look now, everybody is a name in their own right. They're all doing their things. Gets, do you know what I mean? He's gone. D-doubles with Footsie, they're gone. Kane's gone doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. Marcus, come on. Mac 10, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's one of those things. I mean, the Nasty Crew like family tree is a very, very serious part of a lot of people look at like the Roll Deep and you've got Wiley and everybody branching off from there. But the Nasty Crew family tree, the way that's gone, has been a very important thing.
Definitely.
In grime music, like definitely.
I feel that.
We've got some questions I'm going to get to. Again, if you're locked in live, make sure you tweet me at Despa Stay Fresh or at be83 Network using the hashtag Meet the Artist Live, and you get to ask Stormin a question. We got a question from at Youth Producer asks, when is the tune happening with Grimmy?
Grimmy? Grimmy. Is this this might be the guy I asked about the other day. If it is the guy I asked about the other day, very, very, very soon he messaged me, and it should be happening real soon.
Okay, big. So I think Grimmy's like a artist, Birmingham based.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. It's definitely him. He done something I saw on I think it was JDZ Media.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just like, who's this guy? Like, I need to work with this guy, and he was smashing it.
Is there any other any other artists from Brum that you feel in?
Loads.
That you look into work
more or less everyone. Do you know what I mean? You got all the Stay Fresh man, them definitely all of them. Then you got Invasion, Hits, Socks, JK 1,000,000%. Who else? Even D2, he's hard, man.
Yeah, man. D2.
He's hard.
A lot of people don't mention D2,
Definitely, he's hard.
Very hard.
What are we saying? Who else from up there? Smoke Dog.
Yeah, Graveyard.
Definitely him. Yeah, that's as coming straight to the head there. The names. What's his name? Mems. Is it Mims? Mems or Mims? I think that's his name. He's hard as well.
I've never heard. That might be me slipping, so my apologies. But okay. Anybody else? Anybody that you've already done work with already?
Up here.
Yeah.
The last thing I've done with anybody up here was my Don Amnesia, to be fair. And that was years back. Like, I ain't really, not, bro. I'm up here. That's what I'm here for, do you know what I mean? I'm here to work.
Okay, all right. So anybody of you locked in, you can tweet at Stormin, maybe ask him if you want to collab or something like that.
Yeah, man.
How do you approach like making your music? Like I always want to ask artists, how do you approach making your music? What are your influences when you get into the studio? What are you trying to like accomplish then?
To be fair, before I start any music, I have to draw for the herbal remedy. That's the first thing. Otherwise, it's not gonna go right. Yeah. Then I'll play the tune back and listen to it with the remedy. Then it will just come to me. It will just come. Yeah. It has to. Otherwise, I don't know. It's never happened to me before where I've been in there and it's not come to me. Have you tried to do it like without herbs? Like, how does it? Does nothing come out, or you get blocked? Or it's not gonna work, mate. It's not gonna work. Yeah. It ain't. I'm not a nice person without one spliff a day to keep the evil away. That's just it. You know what I mean? Some people function differently, innit? For some people it is. Some people they'll just sleep all day, or some people prefer drink beer and, you know what I mean? That's their thing. But for me, it's an essence thing. Like, it helps me meditate. Yeah. It blocks everything out, and I'm just in the zone with the music. Yeah, I know what you mean. I used to smoke back in the day, and like since when I quit, I've never really been able to produce music in the same way that I was able to back then. It's just the zone. Oh, that's I was in the studio with Gets the other day, and he turned around and said to me, "Bro, how you still smoking? Like, how you functioning with that? Like, it's long." But yeah, some people can do it, man. Some people can't. I mean, like, how do you
Who do you like see as musical influences for yourself? Like, who do you listen to?
Man, it's a big, massive. I listen to almost everything and everyone. I listen to a lot of old school reggae style, like Nicodemus, Supercat, Junior Demus, Ninja Man, all the old school influences, for the fact that the stuff now is still good, don't get me wrong, but it's going to come from somewhere, isn't it? It's going to go back, isn't it? So you go back, listen to but now at times I'd listen to more like a Chronics or say like a Cha-Ching Ching or a Damian Marley, really. Like I'm more reggae orientated, but I'm hip-hoppy at the same time. I like a lot of the Jacker, R.I.P. the Jacker. I can't even believe that. I was watching him all yesterday on YouTube, you know what I mean, going through all my backlog.
Yeah.
And to hear that this morning, I was just baffled. Like, yeah, so yeah, a lot of the Jacker. I've been listening to some Chicago bop style recently, like these guys called Sicko Mob. I've been in touch with them as well, so you might look out for something. I've been done a little something with Brother Lynch Hung. Yeah, I got a track with him, a remix track. Yeah.
Okay.
So check that up. That's on the YouTube as well. It's called Homicide. Also, I got a track with a guy called Pistol Pone from Coke Boys South. So yeah, I listen to a lot of everything, man. Just trying to incorporate everything. Same with the drum and bass. I'll listen to a bit of that. I might even listen to a bit of house on a runaway thing. You know what I mean? It's just how you feeling, innit? If I wake up on a happy mode, I might listen to some hip hop or, do you know what I mean, some reggae. If I'm vexed, I might listen to, do you know what I mean, something more harder.
Yeah. So when you do something with, say, like a Brother Lynch or a Pistol Pone, how does the link up come? Do you just reach out to them on Twitter?
It came for a producer that I speak to, Naughty Grammar. He'd linked it up.
Okay, yeah.
And he'd been working with me for years. He actually was a grime producer, and I think he went to America and got a few links, and then now he's working for them. But always comes back with stuff to me like, look, if you like this, then bam, bam, and made that link work. The Brother Lynch Hung, that happened through, what's his name, a producer, I can't remember what his name is, sorry, my bad, but he contacted me and said, there's a guy called, I think his name was Leo Lyon, he's a white artist from Atlanta.
Okay.
And he had Brother Lynch on the track, and it was like, we're looking for a UK artist, who have you got? So they gave me the track, I done my verse, went back, he was like, yeah, I love it, bam, take it, let's put it up, and it's on his CD, so. Do you know what I mean?
That's big, man, because, you know, back in the day, listening to people like Brother Lynch.
Of course, man.
That's a big thing. Was that a big thing for you to think, right?
Yeah, like, definitely. Like, I grew up, most of my cousins are from like Manchester, and they love Brother Lynch hung up there. Do you know what I mean? So when I turned around and heard that, and he said, it's me, what, the real Brother Lynch? He's like, yeah, look it up. Like, I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he might be a bit mad, but he's got lyrics, man, so... Yeah. Let it go.
Yeah, man, definitely West Coast legend, most definitely. We've got a question coming from @little_Lanzo that asks, would you ever do a tune with Big Nasty? That's something I would definitely buy. Have you never done a tune with
I haven't, but it's about to happen. He's on my birthday bash. I've just got him. We're going to do a show on the 7th of March in Scala. From there will be a track coming. So yeah, so man. It's already on the cards.
Yeah. Have you seen his YouTube interview with Charlie Slough about grime?
No, I ain't even seen it. I've heard it. I've seen a few things. It's only recent, innit? I've seen a few things pop up. I haven't had the chance to watch it yet. No.
I think he was talking about the whole kind of, some people have gone away from grime and then come back trying to like dictate the whole thing, but really they weren't commercial, and they didn't really do what they were supposed to do. Now they're trying to come back and do whatever. Like, have you felt like that's been a thing that's kind of held grime back?
Really, my opinion is let them do whatever they want. Do you know what I mean? It's up to you. Did you come out as a grime artist? Are you only grime? Or are you just an artist? Are you trying to make the world see the UK? Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it, because you've got to remember, some places, you've got to water it down a bit for them to take it. Do you know what I mean? That's the only way. Do you know what I mean? Certain places, they won't take it. It's too hard for them. So the softer guys might get bigger than the harder guys. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's just how it goes.
Do you think it's like, do you think it's better to be like versatile, or just...
Yeah, definitely be versatile. You can't just be one way straight all the way. Do you know what I mean? It don't work like that. But people might not like my opinion, but that's what I think, innit?
we talked earlier on about you moved into the drum and bass market. Was that difficult for you to do?
Not really, because I've always been jungle, like, at heart. If you clock as well, a lot of my old school sets, like on Nasty Crew, we used to play jungle at the end. Always, the last 10, 15 minutes. And if you clock, the only people who used to ride it was me, D-Double and Hyper. Do you know what I mean? So I've always had it, always. Do you know what I mean? I've always had the passion to want to be a drum and bass MC. But the times I wanted to come out, you're too young and go and do your thing. And do you know what I mean? So.
You don't want me asking, how old were you then when you were trying to do it?
14, 15,
okay,
after the cool school.
Yeah.
It was then I thought, I could be a drum and bass MC now, mate.
Because drum and bass is one of those things, like a lot of the MCs in drum and bass are kind of like, older guys that have been doing this for a long time. Did they kind of like embrace you to say,
at first,
you know what, this guy is
like a few people was a bit like, I even had one man turn around and tell me, yeah, this would be you one day, bruv, on the stage. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But now look, who's on the fly higher than you? Do you know what I mean? It's just what happens.
Yeah.
But I don't really watch no face, you know what I mean? You just do it. But a lot of them were straight accommodating, do you know what I mean? People like Shadow Demons, DJ Sly, them lot. I work with Sly all the time now. I'm in Sly studio and stuff. A lot of them all just come straight. Shabba was just like, your family anyway, you're coming with me, do you know what I mean? So, plus now we're in the new crew with me, Shabba, Skibbity and Harry Shotter.
See?
So it's like, it's SAS.
Okay.
So we just joined the two S's and it's gone.
So the drum and bass market, for anybody that's never been to a rave or whatever, it's very energetic. It's a worldwide market, worldwide scene that's been going for a long time. Have you been able to kind of like, travel around with that or get more bookings than you did in maybe the grime scene?
Yep, definitely. Loads more. Traveling all over. I've been where have I been? Belgium, Germany, Barcelona, Ibiza, Ayanapa. The list just keeps going, do you know what I mean? Like, the bookings just keep rolling in. It's good. It's because it's ongoing. They want more, especially if you're not just like an MC that just goes to a rave and says blah, 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 and that's it. Like, I feel that it's all about still keeping up with the videos, keeping up with the tracks, keeping up with the mix CDs, keeping yourself current, do you know what I mean? And just keep it going.
Because that's like, I was involved in the drum and bass scene, like, as filming and working with a few artists back in like 06, 07. And it felt like not a lot of people were doing what you just mentioned, like putting out videos and actually putting out music. Was more about the rave thing. Has that kind of changed and expanded? Or is it
definitely. It's totally changed. Like, before there was none of this. Now you've got the likes of like myself, Harry Shotter, Evil B, all on like SBTV with drum and bass things. And do you know what I mean? You wouldn't think that that's more predominantly grime hip hop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like we're just trying to push it more now, trying to show them that we don't just buda and minutes. Do you know what I mean? There's actual lyrics coming out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so have you really tried to do that, like inject that kind of like
million percent. Like, I don't have no subidibidibidibid bars. Like, you know what I mean? No way, it doesn't work like that.
The minute, I know about them ones. So it's funny. I'm gonna take it to another question now. Let me try and find one. Okay, it's from @JarelLins, who asks, what's your favorite bud, and do you prefer Kush or cheese?
Ooh, all right.
A serious question for a smoker still.
I hate cheese. How about that? I'm sorry, I bet you're thinking, no! I hate cheese. Kush, I like my Kushes. My favorite bud at the moment is Red Diesel. Yeah, like, I don't know nothing that's really coming. There's other ones like the Milky Cookies and this, that, the other, but yeah, so if I had to pick out a Kush and cheese, I'd go for Kush, but my favourite is Red Diesel.
And why is it about cheese that you don't like?
Don't do me nothing, man. It's just like smoking a cigarette. That's just the truth.
I know for some people that messes them up as well, man. So I know you've been smoking for a long time. We get another question. So, okay, cool. Another question from @JarelLins asks, where did the name Stormin come from?
School. Young. Playing about in a school playground. I weren't really good at football. I was terrible, but I could run. So what man used to say is, kick the ball and pass it to him, and he will storm down the pitch. Give it to Stormin, and it just came.
See, and that just stuck in you?
Yeah, that was me.
Turn that into my MC.
Straight, kept it.
Yeah.
Before that though, I was MC Dapper, the weakest name on road. If there is an MC Dapper, I'm sorry, but for me, that is weak, innit? Like I couldn't, nah.
The funny thing is I personally have known about 6 or 7 MC Dappers. It was like Dapper, and then Sniper was always
Yes.
the most like used MC name ever was Sniper. Then Dapper, yeah.
I hate that. Dapper, you know. That was only for about a year anyway. So don't
What made you choose that one first?
Just anything, innit? I just needed a name. I just wanted a name, really.
Yeah.
Them times my uncle, he was a DJ, he was called Spanner. So I was thinking anything that ends with the ER, I can take it and go, do you know what I mean?
So if you where do you wanna take like yourself musically? Like you've worked with, a few of the people you mentioned you worked with, like working with Brother Lynch and do whatever, and then being instrumental in kind of like the whole starts of the grime scene, and you've moved on to drum and bass now. Where do you want to take your kind of musical career and your sound? Like where do you want to reach to?
Everywhere. I want to take it around the world. I ain't happy till I've been everywhere around the world. Do you know what I mean? Until I've made people hear my music around the world and have people, do you know what I mean? Like when you go to another country and they come up to you and they're like, I've got your CD. I've been to Germany and they're like, I've got your CD. Look, here it is. Can you sign for me? Like that alone, that's what I want everywhere around the world. I don't want to be the greatest thing ever on mankind. I want to maintain my name in the game. That's it.
6. It's just about being, being consistent.
Yeah,
with the
being
music,
current, innit? Just always being, what's the word? The person that's there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might think, yeah, he's this other guy, he's the best MC I've ever heard. Yeah, but your Stormin thing, that's hard though. He's still the guy. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is there any kind of like a time limit where you think, I'm gonna start making music?
Stop making.
Yeah, because there's some people. By the time I'm like whatever.
Man, I don't like to put a time limit on it. Do you know what I mean? But when I'm an old man with a stick, then that's when I'll call it a day. But as long as my legs can go, I'm gonna go, innit? Yeah. Really.
Because for me, drum and bass is one of those things where I was watching a Shadow Demon set like last night or the night before. Trigger, Bassman, Spider, and these guys have the guys that have been doing it for a long time, but are still absolutely killing it. The crowd's still really resonating to what they're doing, and as long as I guess you got the passion for it, the crowds are gonna still
definitely
still feel
yeah.
it.
Long as if you're making music, there's always gonna be an audience.
All right, let me take it to another question. Another question from @Jarrell who asks, would you do a tune with D2?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I said, listen, I bigged him up already. D, if you're watching this, or anybody who knows you's watching this, holler me. We'll get this cracking.
So, like, when it comes to countries you've been to and, places and stages you've toured down or whatever, what's been your favourite kind of country and or most kind of explosive experience?
There's so many, and I don't want to say one and then what about the other and I forget something about one. I can just say that Europe, I love performing in Europe. I love it. It's outstanding. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got to places like Japan and Australia yet. Canada, I ain't been yet, but I've heard. I've seen that Canada had a street party and they played my track Bilson Skank and they went absolutely crazy. So I need to get over there, do you know what I mean, and feel that myself. But, all right, let me pick one. I have to pick one. Let's go for Germany. I'm going to go for Germany because the love that I get there is, you know what I mean, it's abnormal. For them to even be able to come up to me and tell me my tracks and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? And the sing-alongs, how do you lot even know what I'm saying, let alone, you know what I mean, getting a sing-along?
And they're like really kind of hype and spitting your lyrics back. Like how does that, for somebody that's never done it, like explain to someone, how does that feel when you're on stage and, you go to say your lyric and,
listen, you feel like you're flying in the air. Like I literally do fly in the air because that's how I feel. Do you know what I mean? You feel like you're cloud 15, forget cloud 9, you're higher than that. I don't think there's a better, there's not many feelings that are as great as that, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's outstanding.
Is there anybody in particular that you want to work with in music, like in general, that you're like, okay, you know what, I want to really work with that person?
Yeah, man, there's loads and loads of people. I want to do something with Chipmunk. I'd like to work with Chipmunk, definitely. Sorry, Chip, should I say now? Yeah, you get me. yeah, him. I was gonna say Jammer, but we done something. I'd like to work with JME. I think that would be good. Be something different. Yeah, you know what? I'd like to work with JME and do a track called Do Rag. How about that? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Who else is there? There's a few out of England. It'd be. I would like to work with people like DeMarco, Cha-Ching Ching. A lot of the African artists as well. I'm feeling Burna Boy. He is absolutely massive. I would love to work with him. And there's a guy called Ulu Maintain. Like when it comes to music, I'm everywhere. Do you know what I mean? I'm watching everything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, they're the people definitely.
Because I mean, London's got a kind of a heavy African influence kind of scene, I guess. And 1 second, sorry, got another question coming in. Ali Too Real asks, big up on the Strains mixtape. What's your favorite track from it, and what's your favorite coffee shop in Dam? All right,
favorite coffee shop is 1E Hope. I've just put out a video called Amsterdam. I shot it in there. That place there is amazing. Strains, for me, that's not Peng. I just loved working on it. It was the fact of being in the studio with Jammer and D-Power. Like, everybody went in their own rooms to write their bars and come back in like, listen to this one, listen to that. And the outcome of it, yeah, definitely, that's not Peng.
I mean, being on the kind of, I'm not going to say you're not in it, but being on the kind of, and maybe the outside looking in of the grime scene at the moment now, how do you think it's going? How do you think it's progressing?
I think it's wicked. It's doing what we wanted it to do 6-7 years ago. Do you know what I mean? It's doing it now. It's finally getting there. People are starting to, do you know what I mean? People want to go to grime raves now. Do you know what I mean? There was a time, oh no, I'm not going there. It kicks off and this, that, or, do you know what I mean? There was all bad press about it when I was in them grime raves and it weren't bad. So, do you know what I mean? But yeah, now it's wicked now. I love the way it is. It's progressing. The youngers are coming out. Do you know what I mean? Even my little brother now, he's doing well. He's got the tune of the week twice on Rinse, Black Steve.
Okay.
So yeah, man, like he's coming through. Got a track with him called Hindu Kush out on the Grime Report now. So yeah, man, it's wicked. It's doing good.
Is there any youngers that you're looking at and think, yo, like my man is
Maxter, bam, Little Nasty, bam. Who else is like the younger? Snowy, he's hard.
Yeah,
Snowy's hard. And do you know what? I rate his work.
I've done for like the last few weeks, bro. Everybody has mentioned.
Yeah, because his work rate. Yeah. I said it to him. I saw him the other day, and I said to him, "Your work rate is banging. Just keep on going." And that, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, definitely give it to him. Gino, no. Yeah. Come on, Gino. Definitely, he's got my hype energy there. Do you know what I mean? I love all that. Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, man, that's big. Like again, like I said, like Snowy. People mention Gino. I think a few people mention like Izzy Gibbs. And
I ain't really heard too much. That's what I'm gonna go and look at.
Man, you should do. What was your talk about raves? Like, what was your favorite grime rave back in the day? What was the like most kind of legendary thing you shelled down on?
It depends. Yeah, to shell down, Esky all the way. Come on, nothing's gonna beat. But believe it or not, I'm on the best reloads twice, and I've never been booked for an Eskimo dance in my life. So that shows it there. But for booked one, Sidewinder, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Always Sidewinders used to go off. And La Cosa Nostra, man, rest in peace, Pete, man. Do you know what I mean? Definitely.
I'll get to another question. Who do you think your top 5 grime and rap artists are in the UK?
All right, top 5 grime. Don't be upset, people. Gets Skepta. Wretch 3-2, but what do I class him as?
Okay, interesting. Go on.
Yeah. We got 2 more. I'm gonna say Meridian Dan. Believe it or not, Meridian Dan. It's something about him I like. It's just the way he's stiff in it and just gets straight to the point in it. Last. That's a hard one, innit? Who are we gonna say last? We got JK.
Okay.
Definitely.
Not to say that I'm not gonna.
The anger, the fierceness.
Why JK?
Yeah, the anger, the fierceness, and the get it off of my chest. Nothing ain't sitting on my chest. That just, you know what I mean? It just makes you, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely, you definitely feel JK when
Yeah.
you're spitting, like, most definitely. Yeah, I know what
Right, then you got the raps. You got Fecky, Krypton Conan, J Spades, DVS, Ratlin.
Rattling? No, that's a name I haven't heard anybody mention for
Hard, bro.
for a while.
Hard.
Is he still putting out?
Yeah, that's what he put out a mixed CD not long ago. Well, I
Okay.
heard something from him recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Big up Rattling, man. Drell says, I think you and Mayhem would make a banger.
Is that Smash and Crash 'em?
Smash and Crash.
I didn't know his name. Him. Yes, Smash and Crash 'em. Let's go. Please, let's get this going. Yes, definitely.
definitely make
Yes,
that one happen.
that's it. That's the guy. I didn't know his name. I
Yeah.
see that other day a set with Invasion and Stay Fresh.
Yeah, the one.
Smash, just smash and crash. Hey, listen, yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, that reminds me of I Saw Your Nan days. I like that.
Yeah, Mayhem's definitely got that hype kind
Yeah.
of energy that definitely people really kind of associating with. Where do you see yourself going in, like, in 3 to 5 years? Like, what is the
The only way
accolades
is
that you wanna
up,
go for?
really, to get more music out. Definitely back on the TV. I feel I ain't been on TV for a little while, man. Like, I need to get
Videos
back on
and
it.
stuff.
Yeah, I need to get back on the TV. And finally get my album out. I've never had an album. In the last 4 years, I've had 9 CDs out, no album. Mixed CDs, mixes, no album. So it's time for an album.
What do you think is going to be the difference between your mixed CDs and your albums? Like,
I'm gonna go to a different level again. Every time I've gone to a next level, like I done one was more like a reggae vibe, then the next would be more like, I done one called The Trap Shop, which was more like a trappy sort of vibe, then Date of Birth, which was more life felt. From there, do you know what I mean? I had Fat Like Heather, which was just a hype thing, more like on the EastEnders vibe, just more of a catchy joke thing, do you know what I mean? Then I had In One that I just put out, then obviously Strains, which is the Ganja CD. It's gonna be an aspect of everything, and the best of the best, really. Like, I'm gonna go for features people that I've never featured with, some of the names that I've wanted, that I've mentioned today. Sorry, can I push one name in there?
Yeah,
No
go ahead,
Lay.
man.
She's got to be said as well.
Yes,
I have
man,
to
it's
work
sick.
with her,
Yeah.
like standard. But yeah, so yeah, just pushing it as hard as possible, really, and getting it banging.
Yeah, man. And that's one of the last things I want to ask you is you mentioned earlier on before off camera that you won the best breakthrough artist at the Drum and Bass Awards.
Yeah.
And that's something I wanted to talk about with people, not to let that go kind of unsaid. Was that something that was voted for by the public, or was it?
Yeah,
like
it was a public vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mad, really, because when I got the call, I had a birthday bash that same night, because for some reason my birthday bash always falls on the same night as the awards.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on my way to my birthday bash, and I got a call like, "What time are you getting here?" I said, "What do you mean, what time am I getting here? I'm not booked or nothing." Do you know what I mean? He said, "Well, you need to come and get your award, don't you?" And I was like, "What?" Like, stop the car. I jumped out the car, I was like, "Bah!" Got back in the car, we're going. Do you know what I mean? Got that. Yeah, it was mad. It was, I don't know how to explain it. I've never really got nothing. Like, we did win a Grime Award for Girls Love Nasty. We got an award, I can't remember what that was for. But that was obviously a crew thing. For me to get one individual, thankful to the people, really, to really know that they are listening and they're taking note and they're voting, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, so I just hope that the next one is just as good, man.
Yeah, because it's a big thing to have the people say, that's
Yeah,
our
man.
best breakthrough artist, and so it's a massive thing. And the drum and bass crowd is a real kind of, they really do get behind people. Are you up for something now? Like, are you up for an award upcoming? 'Cause I know you talk about it as well.
Yeah, I've put myself, like, you have to kind of like push yourself in it. If you don't, you can't win it if you're not in it. So I've put myself to go for the best crowd hype MC. Voting closed yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is what
I know,
I was trying to
voting
get people to
closed
vote.
yesterday, I know. It's mad. So hopefully we got it going, do you know what I mean? I've had a lot of good feedback. Every dance that I've been to, they've been up to me telling me if I don't win it, it's a fix. So we'll see, innit?
And what do you think makes, like, makes you like the best hype MC, like the best, like
My energy,
what goes into
not blowing my own trumpet. A lot of all of the MCs in drum and bass are sick, and they all have got nang energy, yeah. But my energy is a bit mad. Like, I have to look at myself when I watch the show afterwards. I'm like, was I really doing that? Like, honestly, like, I don't know what it is. It's like I lock off everything and I'm just in the air and I'm just going in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but you've got I got told by big up Evil B when we went to Germany. We sat down at a meal and he said to me, look, if you don't rate yourself, no one will rate you. Before that, I was never been a person to really big up myself. Say, yeah, whatever, man. Like, I'm just trying, innit? It's like, you're not trying, you're doing, innit? Stop saying that. Like, look at it now. Like, if you don't rate yourself, you're never going to be nothing. And you know what? That was the best thing that he said. From that, I just took it and just, you know what I mean, went.
It's true, man. Like, I don't think a lot of people put themselves into a discussion that they're supposed to be in. It's like, you know, you mentioned JK earlier on. JK is one of those people that really kind of took it and said, yeah, I'm this guy. And then people talked to him after that, but it wasn't until he jumped up and, you know, actually did it, then people actually took that seriously. So, nah, man, I respect that a lot. Final question before we go from at JQuan192 says, you have a choice between both, but if you could pick one, you can't do the other for the rest of your life, make music or smoke weed. So, which one would you, it's a choice.
I make music, man. I'd have to make music and bum beer cigarette, like 40 bucks a day and drink a JD and Coke. Standard. I can't left the music.
Definitely can't leave the music.
Nah, no way. Music is before weed. You know what I mean? I was spitting before I was smoking. So there you go.
Bruv, thank you for coming
Respect,
in.
man. Thanks for having me, man.
Pleasure talking to you, brother.
No.
Definitely. Thank you everybody for locking in. You've been watching Meet the Artist on be83. I'm Despa, and I'll see you next time. Boom. And is there anything that somebody should buy from you right now? What should they buy? Right,
what you need to be buying is getting on iTunes, getting Date of Birth, that's up, or get onto www.drumandbasslover.bigcartel.com, get your merchandise and the Strain CDs hard copies.
That's something you're wearing right now?
Look, boom. We got the t-shirt there, bam. We got the caps rolling. We got ladies' vests. We got babies' bibs. Like, we're doing this proper. Stormin entrepreneur.
Yeah, man. Thanks, here.
Yes, all on tight. Yeah, that was wicked, man.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, that was wicked, man. I enjoyed it.
The camera thing threw me off, man. I was like, oh.